How's it going, Ding Dongs? Welcome back to Ding Dong Drift. If you missed the last video, I 3D scanned some LS400 parts and I got a new hood for the SC, so the entire front end is now fully aligned and just a little bit of body work is still needed to completely finish the whole front of the car. Then we can start moving on to the doors and the back of the car, which is super exciting. But in today's video, something very special. We have another new scanner that just came out. You guys have probably seen it on Instagram and YouTube and other places. Shining 3D or Einstar just sent it to me. It is the Rigel, and I'm super excited to try the scanner out. This is gonna be not like an in-depth review video, but more of a first look just to see what this thing is capable of. Let's open this up and see what's inside. All right, excuse my messy desk, but let's open this up. I'm super excited to see. All right, so what do we got going on here? We got scanner, we got charger. The cool thing about this scanner is it does come with replaceable batteries, and they go inside the handle here, which is super nice because you can have batteries charged, ready to go. And you can buy any 2160 battery that you want. You don't have to buy some specific proprietary battery. So let's turn it on. Lasers, bro. That's the main thing. In case you are not aware, this is a blue laser scanner, which means it can scan much faster. It can scan any color or surface, basically. It is much more accurate. So I already have this set up. I'm just doing like a showcase for you guys just to see what's in the package. So we have the calibration stand, charger for the batteries, markers, have the charger here with the cable, little wiping pad, more cases, and a USB-C cord, and a really long one. And the reason for that is because this scanner is able to be tethered to a desktop or laptop computer to aid with scanning and processing. You can either use this scanner standalone in laser mode with markers, so you can see it's waiting for markers. So you could use it in laser mode with markers. You could use it in infrared with no markers, or markers, whatever you want. So this will be able to do like a whole car. You could see the distance is very large, just like the Vega and other scanners. And while plugged into a computer or wirelessly connected to a computer using their own software, you can also do markerless laser scanning, which is really awesome. I've never seen that on a scanner before. So you can, what it does is it uses the infrared scanner to track the object, and then it uses the laser to actually do the scanning. So you're getting an insanely high resolution scan without having to place any markers, which is huge for a scanner at this price range. I think the best thing to try the scanner on is gonna be 1UZ. So I have this 1UZ here that's been sitting for ages, and I wish to design some parts on it, specifically the water necks, front and back, because I'm going to be doing rear mount radiator, and I want to design my own water neck that will have AN fittings for the hoses that go to the rear of the car. You can see I already have the markers placed. So let's try scanning it in marker mode with lasers and also in infrared mode, and we'll compare the two scans. To give the best chance of scanning the engine well, I'm going to do the highest resolution, the infrared mode, and we're gonna do feature alignment and marker alignment, and you can see the markers are showing up on the screen. So let's just start scanning. All right, here we go. I think I can turn off some of the distance because it's scanning the wall. We don't need that much scanning. So I'm just scanning the valley. We're gonna see how clean of a scan we can get. So even in infrared mode, you can see we're getting about 21, 22 frames per second in terms of scanning speed. That's just how quickly the scanner is acquiring data, and that helps with tracking. I want to try to get underneath these ports. All right, I think that's gonna be enough data for us. So I can hit stop, pause, and then I'm going to delete some of this stuff on the wall and stuff. We don't need that in the scan. That's the point of processing that stuff. We're gonna press cut, and then I'm gonna rotate the screen. And I'm gonna use the lasso one because I like to use that one better. And I'm just drawing around the engine. We don't need this stuff. Got it all selected, so everything that's red now gets deleted. Now I can look around. Good looking point cloud. Hit complete. confirm cropping, and I'm gonna mesh this after I do the laser scan. So now we're gonna press complete. That file is now saved. I can now switch to the laser mode, and then we're gonna do the cross lines, and we're gonna do even higher resolution. So you can see the highest resolution on the infrared was 0.5 of a millimeter. We're now going to 5/100ths of a millimeter, which is insane. So we're gonna do marker alignment, don't need to acquire texture, and we're gonna set the brightness a little bit higher, because this is kind of reflective and dark object. Same thing, we're gonna start scanning, and now the beauty of laser scanning shines, because it is scanning at 54, 52, 53 frames per second. So I can literally scan this engine. Look at this. Look how fast I can scan this, and it is not losing any tracking whatsoever. Look at this. That is unbelievable. Literally waving it around like I'm spray painting it. It's absolutely wild. No loss of tracking, just scanning everything absolutely perfectly. So here's another feature that the scanner has. So you can see right now we have 38 crossed lines. So this is really good for larger areas because we're getting a ton of data, huge range of scanning area in terms of laser scanning. But we can also press this button here and it will switch to 8 parallel lines, I think it's 8. And now I can get super close, and you saw it, the scan didn't stop, it didn't do anything, but now I can get crazy high detail scans. Say I have like a little port that I want scanned really well on the engine. This will do that. This is now scanning much tighter, much higher quality than the cross lines, and get all the little details. Now obviously when you get closer you need to have more markers because the scanner needs to be able to see those. Incredible for small parts. You could even scan bolts with this because the resolution is insane. So I'm literally gonna get in here, scan this area. I'm gonna switch back to the cross lines because I actually didn't place enough markers to do a decent scan of these areas. So I'm just gonna switch to this, try to get into these crevices and stuff so that we have a good comparison. I love this thing. It's so sick. Cannot believe how fast it scans. The fact that you can just literally go like this and it doesn't lose tracking and it's still picking up data. It's absolutely crazy. Yes, you're using more time placing markers, but man, the scanning process is just amazing how fast it is. Just try to get the front of the engine. I don't have any markers placed here, but let's see. Should still be able to see the markers in the back. Some of the cam gears here. All right, I think that's gonna be good. Same thing, pause it. We'll go take a look at these scans on the computer. All right, so we're in the Ding Dong Dungeon. Let's take a look at the scans of the 1UZ. So, here we have the scans. Can you tell which one is which, first of all? From afar, they look pretty much the same, but once we start to look closer, that's when things really start to show the power of laser scanning. So for example, all the ports, everything is looking good. You can see inside the ports, we can see all the bolt holes, everything's looking good. But if we look at, say, like the stud, see, it's just smooth, the smooth stud. Now, let's move over to the laser scan. That was the infrared scan. You really start to see the detail in the laser scan. So we have 2 studs here, whereas on the infrared scan, half of one is missing. Obviously, that could be avoided by me taking more time scanning, but look at this detail. And this is simplified, by the way. The scan, when I first processed it, was even better detailed than this. But I had to reduce the file size because my computer literally can't handle it, because the amount of detail that this laser mode captures is unbelievable. But you can see we have perfect representation of detail. You could literally measure these threads and figure out the thread size of the bolt. You can even see the threads inside the hole here. You can see all the stamp or all the mold stamps on the heads here. You can see the powder coat texture. You could see the little dirt specks on the engine block. It's actually insane. And if you saw how quickly I did this scan, it only took like a couple minutes if you don't, not even a couple minutes, it took like seconds if you don't count placing markers. So yeah, the detail that you can get from this scanner is absolutely mind-blowing. I've just been staring at the scan for My God, you can even see, you can almost make out the text, oil filler cap. You need a beefcake computer to open these files up, because if you have less than 64 gigs of RAM, definitely consider upgrading. Or you could just simplify the file, you know, take a look at the software, because the software that is free with the scanner is pretty incredible as well. So let's go to post-processing. So this would be like where you open your file to, after you scan it, you can post-process, you can simplify the file, you can fill in a bunch of holes and stuff, simplify the file, because the file used to be even bigger than it was. But if you want to make it smaller, it's super easy and actually really fast. So there we have the file open now. And in this program, it's able to view the file much faster. It's much more efficient than Maya. Maya is not very good at high polygon counts, especially when I have 2 giant scans open. But in this program, it's much quicker. So if we go to simplification, you can see we're at 22 million polygons, which is insane. That's like absolutely gigantic numbers. I can go and simplify it down to 9 million. So look, we have this much detail now, and we're gonna process it, and we're gonna see how much detail we lose by cutting the polygon count in half, more than half. Honestly, that looks the same to me. So we can probably go even further. Let's go to 2 million polygons. So this is where you can play around with it. You know, how much detail do you need? For example, if I'm making something like an intake for this engine, I don't need that much detail. I don't need to see the threads. I don't need to see the dirt. You can see now it's starting to really simplify. You can see all the detail on this flat face is gone in terms of like dust and dirt and stuff. The threads are starting to simplify. But this is a much more usable file. So I can confirm this, I can export it. When I import it, it's gonna be much easier to work with. So I can, you know, simplify the file more, can delete things easier. It's not gonna take forever to like, see, like I just hit delete. It does it pretty quickly. Whereas if I come over here and I try to delete something, see what I mean? It's probably going to crash because Maya does not like high polygon counts. And I'm pretty sure programs like Fusion 360 and, you know, all those CAD programs also don't like high polygon counts. So the software is there to make things a lot easier, but like you can see how much longer that took just to delete a couple polygons off of the file. Still super usable. Even at 2 million polygons, this would be more than enough to build an intake off of, or build some sort of thingy in here and use the bolts and everything. Like, it's super usable. If you need the detail, there's just no match for a blue laser scan. It's incredible for what it can do. So let's go back in the garage and take a look at some other features that the scanner has. So just like the Vega, in infrared mode, we can have a very large scanning field of view. So I can scan an entire card just like this. So far away, I can just start scanning, and we're gonna have a decent scan without any markers, nothing. Just like the Vega, same thing. As long as you have good detail or, you know, good variation in things, you can see we can scan the car pretty easily. No worries, no markers, nothing. It's just like the Vega. But because it has both infrared and laser scanning, it can also do markerless laser scanning. However, you need to connect to a laptop. So let me show you how to do that. So all we have to do to connect to the laptop, swipe down, connect EX scan, try and connect, and you can see it's connecting on the laptop. And there we go, it's connected. And on the screen, I started a new project, and we're gonna choose laser scan. And then now we have feature alignment, which is the same as infrared scanning. Now all we do is press scan on the scanner, and we can start scanning with lasers without markers. So let's see how that goes. All right, so I think the perfect area to test this out on is gonna be the front bumper, because I wanna scan a really good scan of the headlight area, because the bodywork and everything here is done. So now the next thing I need to do is design some headlights. So all I'm gonna do is lower the resolution, because I don't need 5/100ths of a millimeter. I'm gonna do 2/10ths of a millimeter. And there we go. I have a preview. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but you see I have a preview of what the laser sees, and I'm not using any markers. So now I can start scanning. So this is gonna be slower than the laser scanning with markers, because obviously it has to use the infrared scanner to track everything. The detail you're getting is the same detail that you get with just laser scanning. Yeah, this is gonna look good. So I'm gonna try to get to the other side, to the other headlight. I don't know if it's gonna be able to keep tracking because I do have to be pretty close for the laser to scan because the hood is, or the bumper here is very flat. So let's see if it will be able to get to the other side without any markers or anything. Losing a bit of tracking here. I'm gonna try to go down here because we have this fin. Yeah, this bumper is just too flat. There's absolutely no detail to track. What if I get closer and point it that way to the next fin? There we go. We're on the next fin, and there we go. We made it. We're on the next headlight. Hell yeah. That's what's up. Combination scanning is freaking amazing. So now I can scan this headlight bucket too, and don't have much room here, and I'm trying to do my best. All right, and then I just hit pause on the scanner, and the computer is gonna be the one processing it. There we have the scan. This is just the rough point cloud. You can see everything's looking pretty damn good. So I don't think my laptop is gonna be able to process this because it only has 32 gigs of RAM. I think I'm gonna just save this project, upload it to my other computer, because yeah, this still only has 32 gigs of RAM and a pretty small processor. And it's a laptop. It's better just to do this type of stuff on a desktop. Honestly, because you can connect wirelessly, if you have a good router on your desktop, like a Wi-Fi 6, you can just connect like across your house with the scanner. Damn, now that I think about it, I should have done that. That would have been a good idea. That's basically the highlights of this thing. I'm sure I'm missing some details, but as I said, this is more of a first look unboxing type of video. Once I get to use the scanner a little more, I will be making some more content about it, especially using it, because the detail in the scans is just way beyond anything I've ever used. It is so crisp, it's so clean, and the fact that you can do literally any size object, anything from a tiny bolt all the way to an entire car, all in one scanner is incredible. And I think it's worth the price for someone that is a professional looking to do this type of stuff. If you're looking to design engine parts, car parts, body parts, literally anything, this scanner can do absolutely all of it. And that's been rare. The Vega was pretty close to that. It just wasn't really hitting that medium-sized spot. You know, you could use the infrared scan or the large object scan, or fast mode as they call it, on the Vega for something like an engine, but the detail just wasn't as good as this is, obviously. Yeah, this scanner is incredible. And I need to scan as much things as I can with it before I have to send it back. Well, never mind what I just said earlier. Shining 3D just recently updated the program so that lesser computers, like my mid-range laptop here, could process these scans. And there we are. We have a processed scan. And it's a mesh already. This is already meshed. Good job, Shining 3D. That was very fast. You put an update out in like less than a week. Like I said, this is just a mid-grade laptop. I paid $700 for this thing. This is not something special, so. And I got a good scan now, so now I can go design the headlights, which is sick. All right, it's the next morning, so let's talk about the Rigil. I'm just gonna set it down, I don't wanna drop it. Pretty clumsy. So, what are my thoughts? Honestly, I think this is the best scanner you can buy. I said that about the Vega, I think, but they just keep getting better so fast. It's kind of getting difficult to keep track of all the new things coming out with 3D scanners. The only thing is price, more expensive than the Vega. But if you're serious about this, if you want to be doing serious car stuff, like serious scans, tight tolerances, you kind of need the Rigil. Because the laser scanning is just way beyond anything that the Vega or the Einstar or any other scanner that I've used can do. It's seriously, the blue laser is incredible. And it can still do the whole car, just like the Vega can. I don't know. I guess it's just, which one can you afford, or which one do you want to save up for? Hard choice. We'll see how long I can keep this for. This is just a loaner, so we'll see how long I can keep it for. Let me know what you guys want me to scan to see if it's a good use for you. If you're, in the market for one, you want to see if it can do a certain thing, scan a certain thing. There's a lot of features I missed. It can do like scanning outside in bright sunlight. But yeah, this thing is just incredible. I gotta keep working on this thing. I'm gonna try to get to final bout. I don't know if I'll be able to go to final bout just for, just to go see it, because obviously I don't have a team to drift with. I may be going to final bout, we'll see. Maybe just for one day. That's gonna be it for this one, ding dongs. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to Einscan and Shining 3D for sending out this scanner for me to review. As you know, I've been a partner with them for a long time now, and it's been pretty freaking awesome having the latest scanner every time a new one comes out. So thank you so much to them. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much to you guys for supporting on Patreon, supporting with purchasing my products, and for watching these videos and leaving comments. I really appreciate it. Everything's been going pretty well. Things are good. Health is good. I'm grateful. That's gonna be it for this one, ding dongs. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out again. Stay sweet, and I'll see you guys next week.
America, America, beautiful. Do you have your passport? Did you get your driver's